After game one, Michael Malone was saying, hey, I know everybody's talking about the Lakers came back and they almost won. Well, we only need 3 more to win the series. They still need 4. That's kind of the definition of the playoffs. How you get it done is less important than getting it done. And even though the Lakers got close in some of these games, ultimately they fell short. All right, let's take one more quick call here. Then we'll go to break, and we'll get LeBron James coming up next. Let's go to Jose in Glendale. Jose, what's going on?
How's it going, man? Tough loss tonight. I was there at the game. I think it just came down. This entire series was these various moments throughout the series where we lost. 1 play 2 here per game, 1 to 2 play here that game.
Agree.
Tonight, that ridiculous fadeaway one-legged three-pointer, when I saw that go in, I was just like, what is going on?
You're talking about Jokic? You're talking about Jokic?
Yeah, that Jokic three-pointer, one-legged. Like, what can you do?
Nothing.
And we didn't have that moment. Our guys didn't have those moments where you saw the momentum swing. And, geez, I don't know. Just it went downhill from there, man.
Thank you. Thank you for calling in. Thank you, Jose. Appreciate it. All right, let's Funch, you want to do Bron now or you want to take a break? All right, let's take a quick listen here. Here is LeBron James on the Lakers' loss, and obviously for the actually no, we'll do this coming up. We'll do it coming back. When we come back, we'll get a chance to hear from LeBron James. Stay right here. This is the Pizza Hut Lakers postgame show on 710 ESPN.
When pain keeps you from doing what you love, Hoag Orthopedic Institute gets you back to you. We are ranked top 1% in the nation and number 1 in Orange County for orthopedic and spine care by U.S. News & World Report. From the surf to the green, our world-class doctors are there, which is why more Californians choose Hoag Orthopedic Institute for orthopedic and spine care than any other hospital. At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there is no one better at getting you back to you. Orthopedics and spine, it's all we do. Learn more at HoagOrthopedicInstitute.com.
Memorial Day is next Monday, so I should start feeling sick Thursday. 5-day weekend, here I come. Now your top reasons to visit Morongo.
Oasis Pool, Lazy River, and Water Slide now open.
Number 2.
Memorial Day freebie. Rewards members get an American flag writer's kit for all the memories you make at Morongo.
And the number 1 reason.
Dionne Warwick, live June 9th. Get tickets now.
Morongo, good times.
With next-level tech and safety features. Listening to the Pizza Hut Lakers postgame show.
Highlights from tonight's Lakers game. And your reaction on the Lakers line. The Los Angeles Lakers on 710 ESPN.
Presented by Pizza Hut.
Big is back. It's bigger, it's cheesier. The Big New Yorker from Pizza Hut. Pizza Hut. Big pizza, bigger deal.
Big New Yorker only at pizzahut.com.
Once again, here's Allen Sliwa.
Points in the Paint all season long is sponsored by Vista Paint. Right now, local residents can take 40% off on factory direct high-quality VistaPaint products. A VistaPaint team member will show you how. Locally owned, manufactured, and operated since 1956. Visit Vistapaint.com and start saving. Points in the paint tonight, 62-48 advantage for the Lakers. A lot of those buckets were coming in that first half. In the second half, Lakers were outscored 17 in the second half. Had 16 points in the third quarter and had 22 points in the fourth quarter. So that was it. That's all the Lakers put up in that second half. 38 points total, I want to say. And, looking at the 20-point advantage for the Nuggets in that once you saw that such a discrepancy in that third quarter, you knew it was going to be a dogfight. You knew it was going to be a game. And honestly, Denver had just been performing better at the end of games, so you felt like the advantage was the Denver Nuggets if this game was close. LeBron tonight, I got so much respect for LeBron. Played 48 minutes tonight. Did everything he possibly can. Had 40 points, 10 rebounds, and 9 assists at age 38. Played his 281st playoff game of his career. 1 assist shy of a triple-double, and the job didn't get done, but I got the utmost respect for Bron and what he brings every single night and what he's still trying to do on a night-in, night-out basis. Was trying to guard Jokic in one possession and another possession, trying to make things happen offensively for the Lakers. Here's LeBron James on the series-ending loss to the Denver Nuggets.
LeBron, there were a few times in playoffs past that you went the full 48 and series against Boston like 3 times in 12 and a couple others. I just wondered, was that something that you had decided before the game, and did being on the court that much, trying to find your legs that much, did that symbolize anything just about what this run has been like for you?
No, I mean, for me it's just just a mindset, and training the mind. As you train the mind, body fall where it may, and take care of the rest. So knowing coming into a game where I may have to play a full game, that's just my mindset, and wasn't able to come through ultimately get the win. That was just my mindset going into the night.
Dan?
LeBron, throughout the year, we've talked a bunch of times just about how long this season was. I think I've seen you yawn more than I've seen anybody yawn through the course of a season. But how did this group energize you as it got into the postseason and as you got a chance to get one level away from the finals?
I think it energized me from the moment that I was out for those 4 weeks, and I was just seeing the type of team that we had, the type of energy that we brought into the locker room, the type of energy we brought onto the floor. And I just couldn't wait to join these guys with action and get on the floor, and and I knew how much I could make an impact with the group of guys. But it was always it was an exciting moment when we was able just to bring those guys into the locker room, and we were just a better team right away, and it resulted in us getting to the Western Conference Finals.
Dave?
LeBron, the franchise goal, your goal personally, is championships in LA. This group got 8 wins away, which is close, but there's still, a way to go. How do you view moving on to next year, year 21 with the Lakers, and do you view contender status now, or there's upgrades to be made?
I haven't even thought about next year. I don't know.
If I could stick to this year then. It was a 4-game series. Every game had winnable moments, and you guys certainly showed it. When you reflect on it, what were the margins, the edges that Denver ultimately was successful with?
It's just I think me and AD were just talking in the locker room for a little bit. I think we came to the consensus that, if not one of the best, probably the best team that we've played since we've been together for our 4 years. They're just well orchestrated, well put together. They have scoring, they have shooting, they have playmaking, they have smarts, they have length, they have depth. And one thing about their team, when you have a guy like Joker, who, as big as he is, but also as cerebral he is, you can't really make many mistakes versus a guy like that. And even when you guard him for one of the best possessions that you think you've guarded him. He puts the ball behind his head, Larry Bird style, and shoots it 50 feet in the air, and it goes in. I think he did it like 4 or 5 times this series. So you do like this to him. There it is.
LeBron, how do you, on an individual level, reflect on your season, your 38, your 20? A lot.
I really don't. It's not who I am. I guess I reflect on my career when I'm done. But I don't know. I'll let you guys talk about it. One thing that I only concern myself with is being available to my teammates, and I don't like the fact that I didn't play as many games as I would like because of injury. That's the only thing I care about, is being available to my teammates.
Jim?
LeBron, is there a sense of frustration because of what happened throughout the course of this particular series?
I mean, of course, that's human nature when you're a competitor. Obviously frustrated. Not being able to, close out one of these games where you were in every game. 2 games in Denver, 2 games here. We were in every game. We were winning, about 15 and a half. And, they hit us with a 36-point quarter. Took momentum of the game. We still have an opportunity. And just couldn't make plays down the stretch. So that's the frustrating part. But, you tip your hat to them. Like I said, it's a great team.
Tim?
LeBron, how do you balance the disappointment of a missed opportunity, but also look at this roster that's kind of reloaded and has potential for even greater things next year, potentially a championship roster? How do you balance the disappointment, but also the hope for next year?
I don't know. Like I said, I haven't begun to even think about next year. We had a great run, but, we fell short of our goal. And our goal is to win championships. That's what this franchise is about, and we fell short of that. So that's disappointing.
Malika?
LeBron, I'm curious if you could walk us through the day starts with Carmelo Anthony, someone who you are very close with and your contemporary, announcing his retirement, and then you getting ready to play in a Western Conference Finals game as sort of the last man standing, if you will, from that class. What was that like for you?
Well, I kind of knew the announcement was going to happen because I shot the video a week ago that you guys seen today. So people probably think I'm lying about that too, huh? I shot that video like a week ago, so I already knew the announcement was coming. Just didn't know which day, but it happened today. And but it's still bittersweet, obviously. That's one of my best friends. When I got into this league, even before I got to this league, when we have so many moments when we were in high school, from competing against each other to, sitting outside of a hotel room, at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning on the steps of a hotel, and just talking about our journey up until where we were 17. I was 16, he was 17, and what we could possibly do going forward, what we could possibly do for our mothers, what we could possibly do for our families if we just continue to stay focused. I believe we was a driving force for one another. We were locked at the hip since high school. And then you guys saw that once we got into the NBA. And he was always a motivating factor for me. Being in the Western Conference, I was in the East. So I would play our games, and then I would rush home to rush home downtown Cleveland, where I had an apartment my first 2 years in the league, and rush and turn the Nuggets games on, and watch Melo play. All the way to the point where we didn't make the playoffs my first year. I was in Denver for his first playoff game. You can look that up too, just in case you think I'm lying about that too. Definitely just a bittersweet moment today to see one of my great friends. I'll never like to say call it quits. Just to say that, it's an amazing run, an amazing accomplishment, an amazing career, and we always will be joined at the hip no matter what.
LeBron, what, if anything, did Joker prove to you during this series?
Say it again?
What, if anything, did Joker prove to you during the series?
Nothing. I know how great he is. I know how great Joker is. Certain guys in this league that play the game a certain way that I like to play the game as well. And he's one of them. Where you are always off balance when you guard a player like that because of his ability to score, rebound, shoot. He sees plays before they happen. There's not many guys in our league like that. So you already knew you was going against a beast once the series started. And not only just about his game, everybody gets cracked up into his stats, but I don't think a lot of people talk about like this part of his game. Well, maybe it's not talked about because a lot of people don't understand it. But I do. He's special.
Last three, we'll end with Chris, Tanya, and then we'll end with Melissa.
Chris Haynes, TNT. Brian, how confident you are with this roster going into next year as far as being able to say that you believe you guys will be back and not just be back, go further?
Well, I mean, if I'm not mistaken, I'm not quite sure what the roster will look like next year. I think myself, AD, Max Christie. I think Vandal has a team option or player option, something like that. I don't know who else. I mean, the roster's not set. You know, obviously that's Rob in the front office. They're going to figure out the best way to put this team together going forward in the fall. But it's not like we have a team full of multi-year guys that's stuck in the contract right now. So I don't. We'll see.
Tanya?
There was a video making the rounds of you shooting before the game, a while before the game, and they were doing a rehearsal for the trophy presentation on the court. Did that motivate you at all, or annoy you, or did you have any reaction to that?
Yeah, it was a little motivating factor for me tonight.
Melissa, last question.
Hey, Bron. Obviously, all-time scoring record, another season where you essentially defeat Father Time again. On a personal level, how would you evaluate the season that you had?
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I love to play the game. I love to compete. I love to be out there for my guys, my teammates, wherever I have that particular year. I think it was special in the fact that having a first-year coach and a first-year coaching staff to be able to take them to the Western Conference Finals. I think that's dope for Coach Ham and his coaching staff going forward. That's pretty amazing. For me, I mean, it's all about availability for me and keeping my mind sharp and things of that nature. Being present on the floor, being present, locker room and bus rides and plane rides, things of that nature. But it's challenging. It's challenging, for sure. It was a very challenging season, for me, for our ball club. And obviously, we know what went on early on and whatever the case may be. But it was a pretty cool ride. But I don't know. I think it was okay. I don't like to say it's a successful year because I don't play for anything besides winning championships at this point in my career, and I don't get a kick out of making a conference appearance. I've done it a lot, and it's not fun to me to not be able to be a part of getting to the finals, but we'll see. We'll see what happens going forward. But I don't know. I got a lot to think about, to be honest. And just for me personally, going forward with the game of basketball, I got a lot to think about.
Interesting comments right there from LeBron James. Yes, I'm trying to decipher I'm trying my best to figure out what he's referring to there. He talked a little bit about the roster and players that are actually under contract for next season. He doesn't know what the roster will look like. Of course, Rob Pelinka's got a lot of work to do. But at the same time, at the end, just kind of questioning the game of basketball, and it just it leaves some open-ended questions. I'll put it there. Vin in Claremont. Vin, what's going on? Thanks for calling in.
Hey, Steve. Thanks for taking my call, man.
Man.
Everybody's like trying to find a scapegoat right now, but Denver was just a better team, man. When they needed a bucket, they had Jokic, and it's getting to a point where LeBron did everything that he could. Games 1 through 4, man, and he just came up short. So we got to fix that in the off season. But it was a heck of a season, man. Heck of a season for them. And thanks for taking my call again, man.
Thank you, Vin. I appreciate it, brother. Let's go to Omar in Southgate. Omar, thank you for calling in.
Hey, how you doing, Steve?
Good, buddy.
It was a little frustrating because they had no identity, Like, usually when the playoffs start, your roster rotation shrinks, and always a couple games, who's going to start, this and that, and then you look at the other side, and the Denver Nuggets had a solid 8, and each one knew their role, and they played with it, but, it is what it is. Better team won, and we'll be back next year. Thank you.
Omar, I appreciate you calling in, brother. Thanks for calling in. Yeah, it's funny. I think for identity purposes, I think identity for the Lakers, I think they had an identity. I think that tonight, as a perfect example, just not enough help. You need a lot more players to contribute. Can't have one guy. If Bron's going to get you 40, can D'Lo contribute? Can AD do more? Rui didn't shoot well from the field. Neither did Dennis Schroeder. Maybe we should just be giving more credit to the Denver Nuggets. All right, final score tonight, 113-111. When we come back, I still want to hear from Anthony Davis and get his final thoughts on the Lakers' loss. We'll do that coming up next. Stay right here. This is the Pizza Hut Lakers postgame show on 710 ESPN.
Big is back. It's bigger, it's cheesier. The Big New Yorker from Pizza Hut. Pizza Hut. Big pizza, bigger deal. $13.99 Big New Yorker, only at pizzahut.com.
Hi, this is Anthony Davis of your Los Angeles Lakers.
Hi, it's LeBron. The Lakers play here.
It's time for Lakers Postgame with Sliwa.
Now, here's Allen Sliwa.
All right, unfortunately for the Los Angeles Lakers, tonight is the final game of the 2022-2023 season. Lakers get swept, lose to the Denver Nuggets. They advance to the NBA Finals. Lakers lose 113 to 111, the final score. I'm going to get to Anthony Davis here in just a second. Before I do, let me grab a couple more of these calls. Ken in Newport Beach. Ken, what's going on?
Hi, Alan. Very tough coming home to my Serbian wife and having her run around the house going, Jokic. Very painful. But anyway, just a couple of quick things. You pointed out the other day, or I think it was yesterday, that Anthony Davis scored 2 points in the fourth quarter of the last game. In other words, he didn't show up. He had 13 points in the first three quarters today. Again, didn't show up. And that 3-point foul, which is the third time he's done that, really hurt the team. But that wasn't the reason they lost. I think the main reason is I don't see the Denver coach or the Miami coach allowing a 14-4 run without calling a timeout. That was it for the game. Lakers were doing well. Shouldn't have let that go. Should have called the timeout, make some changes. But, hey, Denver's a better team, and it was an interesting season. And now I got to listen to Jokic for a couple more hours.
Ken, thank you for calling in, buddy. Solomon in Lake Balboa. Solomon, what's going on?
Alan, thanks for taking my call. First and foremost, man, thank you for another great season. We as Laker fans are so fortunate to have you as a sounding board, and I really appreciate it, and I think all the other Laker fans do as well. I wanted to get that out of the way because the season is now bye-bye. Regarding tonight, real quick, Lakers didn't lose on that last play. Though I'm a little surprised. It was funny. I said if there was ever time for LeBron to chuck up three, that was – you want to go overtime with these guys. That wasn't going to happen. Or he could have kicked it out to an open Reeves, I think, in the corner with a smarter play. I understand you're going to drive, get the foul. They're not blowing the whistle, man. They'd have to take your head off to maybe blow the whistle.
Solomon, thank you. Appreciate the call, Solomon, and appreciate the nice words on doing the post-game show. It's funny because it kind of takes a second when you're going through a season. I think this was the 105th game of the year for the Lakers, so we get caught up in all this. We're obviously all cheering for the Lakers, trying to figure out how Lakers can get it to at least just get this back to Denver, and then boom, it's over, right? That it hasn't even really sunk in, but there won't be a game on Wednesday. There won't be a game this weekend. The Lakers season is officially over. Anthony Davis got a chance to talk to the media. I got very interested to hear from AD. Here's Anthony Davis on the Lakers' loss.
Hey, Anthony, how do you handle the mixture of disappointments in the end, and especially the way that you guys go out relative to the way the season went, where you were in February, what you have potentially building? How is that something that's going to stick with you either tonight or as you think about it moving forward?
Obviously, it hurts right now, especially the way we lost. Not only tonight, but I think we gave away 3 games. I mean, we had tonight, and game 2 and 3 as well. Just tough. I mean, credit to Denver. Obviously, they're a great ball club, number 1 team for a reason. Their players played well, throughout the entire series. But it's tough. Hurts, stings, and we got to carry it into the next season. Keep this feeling, remember this feeling, and use it as fuel coming to next year.
BT. Sorry.
Anthony, you guys talked about the 0.3% chance of making it to the playoffs. You made it, but now that you've lost and have been swept, what does this season mean to you and to this team to get to this point, even though you lost it?
Honestly, I haven't even thought about it. Obviously, we know where we started, beginning of the year, and where we got to. But that definitely wasn't, the end goal for us. Don't really do, moral victories or anything like that. We play to win championships. Obviously came up short. Right there on the fence. So it's tough, but that's something. As the days go on, weeks go on, you kind of think about it and kind of talk about it from there.
Dan?
Eddie, LeBron told us that you and him talked about how you thought Denver was maybe the best team you guys have faced since you joined up. What does this group need to do to get to that level? Is it continuity? Is it more of a system? What do you think? Well, understanding that who knows what this group could potentially look like.
That's what I was going to say. We don't know what our group is going to look like. I think a lot of our guys are free agents, so who knows? That's a tough question. We don't know what team we have next year, but whatever it is, whoever we have, coming into training camp with a mindset of building that chemistry, building that foundation, me and Ron setting the tone and trying to get to, back here and further. I think we're more than capable of doing so. We just got to do it.
Did, understanding that, like you said, you guys don't do moral victories, did this season reset any of the realism of your guys' championship window for you and LeBron as a duo after, a first-round exit and an empty season last year? No, we still, believe, obviously. Obviously, there's always a window. You don't have too many times where, you compete for championships. He's lucky he won 8 times in a row in the East. I have to do a better job of helping him out in that regard. For myself, my own, self-looking into the mirror. We know the window is always small, and obviously he's not getting any younger. This is why this was so important, to both of us. And it hurts that we didn't get it done. But, we regroup, figure out ways we can be better, figure out ways I can be better, more consistent for our ball club. And, we come back next year, ready to go.
Jovan?
AD, along similar lines, I feel like there had been some public doubt about you and LeBron and how far you guys could go as a group with the way the last couple of years had gone. Obviously wasn't your goal of winning a championship, but making the Western Conference Finals, having the turnaround that you guys had, do you feel like you kind of reaffirmed that as long as we're both healthy, we're a contender, we can go far in the playoffs each and every year?
For sure. And the last 2 seasons, not including this year, either I've been hurt or he's been hurt or we both have been injured. So, for the most part, we were healthy, through the second half of the year. And we were able to, make it all to the Western Conference Finals. Obviously, it's not, like I said, it's not the end goal, but we believe that both of us together is a dominant force. And you plug guys around us and we can make it happen. So, we believe that we don't really look for, any support outside of anybody, outside that locker room and in the front office and the organization. We believe, and that's all that really matters.
Kyle?
Here. Can you describe your perspective on the determination you saw out of LeBron tonight, coming out with the high energy, determination to score 31 points in the first half, 4 of 4 from 3, 5 of 5 from the line, and all this while he was visibly limping at times?
Yeah, he came out on fire. He came out, super aggressive, super hot, and we kind of just let him play. When the guy has it going like that, you kind of feed him, and he kept us in the game. In the third quarter, we only scored 16. I think they scored 36. That's kind of where the game was, but able to get back in the fourth. But yeah, it's not surprising for me that, he comes out like that. Arguably the best player to touch a basketball. So he came out on fire. He came out super aggressive and kind of kept us in it in the first half.
Dave?
AD, basically now half your Laker career, you've been on a team winning a championship or, knocking on the door of a championship, and then obviously the other times not really close to that. How do you view moving forward into next year? LeBron mentioned only less than a handful of you guys are actually under contract, but there are some options with this group. And do you feel like the franchise is in the right place to have next year be knocking on the door again?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, coming off of a season of, not making it to the playoffs, and then come back when didn't really have a chance and making all the way to the Western Conference Finals, we're definitely trending in the right direction. Like I said, we don't know what the roster looks like next year, but I think the guys that came in the second half of the season, played well for us and also helped us into this situation. The guys that were here before just kept fighting through all the adversity that we had, starting with a slow start and everything like that. So, we're trending in the right direction. Obviously, the goal is to win championships, and we want to be not just knocking on the door, but actually get it done. Walk through the door. So that's our goal. That's our goal every time we step on the floor for training camp, and I'm 100% sure that'll be the goal next year.
George.
AD, a couple of questions ago, you talked about how you could be more helpful to Bron or whatnot. You had some incredible stretches, obviously, during this season. What could you do to be more helpful? What specifically do you think you can help and work on this offseason?
Work on everything. I mean, I never, try to single out one thing. I mean, I can always get better at everything, shooting the three ball, handling, more efficient in the post, mid-range, everything, free throw line. Just making sure that I was better than I was last year. Obviously, like I said, I know that he's not getting any older, so I have to be that driving force to kind of pick him up some games. And it's games where, that he goes off where he's kind of carrying the team, but, we can't expect for him to do that, for 482. And that's where I come into play. So, I'm always the guy to look in the mirror, my own biggest critic. And I know it's stretches throughout this season where I could have been better for our ball club. The stretches where I played extremely well for our ball club. So find that consistency where, it's always, playing extremely well, not having those stretches where to you guys I play bad. So.
Amanda.
AD, just tell me about Darvin Ham, just what he done, especially like going through the ups and downs of the season and how helpful he has been in being a first-year coach.
Yeah, I mean, he always remained positive, no matter what. Even when we was in our rough patches, he always preached positivity. Make sure that we understood that it was a long season. And you don't find that in a lot of coaches, especially a first-year coach, first-year head coach. And he helped us do a lot. All the players, new guys coming in, communicating with them about what they want. He's definitely a players coach. And it's great, first-year coach coming into the Western Conference Finals. Big time. Obviously, we didn't want it to end that way, but, we definitely have a lot of respect for him in that locker room.
Last question.
AD, a big part of this series obviously was Jokic and just going against him. When he's making shots like the one he made today, that step back, one leg three, just what's it like defending him? Obviously, it wasn't just you, but what's it like defending a player like Jokic?
Yeah, you tilt your hat to him, make those shots, But, he's two-time MVP for a reason. He's a hell of a player, scoring multiple ways. He's not the most athletic, but he has great footwork, around the rim, great touch, step out and shoot it. Great passer, and he did everything for them just to make sure that they won. Hats off to him. The other guys played well, and they feed off of him. Even when he was, struggling and missing shots, the other guys was, he was getting other guys involved, and they were making shots. So it's a great ball club over there and well coached, and they play extremely well against us.
All right, that's Anthony Davis right there. So obviously a lot to hit on. AD, AD had an interesting series. AD had an interesting playoff run. Had some moments where he was phenomenal. He was unbelievable. He was the best player on the defensive side. And then had moments, too, where just that offense wasn't there. Tonight is a perfect example of it. Not enough offense from Anthony Davis. Let's take a couple more calls here, and then a couple clips I want to play from Austin Reeves as well. Calvin in Chino Hills. Calvin, what's going on?
Hey, thank you for taking my call. I appreciate it.
Got it.
Only thing I wanted to have 2 points. The level of inconsistency and just, we're very streaky. We get hot here and there from a shooting perspective, and then we become terrible. In the end, like, LeBron's not getting younger. He's aging, and we need shooters, and I think we need girth and, size. And my last question to you would be, do we go back to our 2020 model of how we had, like, big, men, big guys on our squad, as well as guys who could shoot, and when we miss those shots, like we could grab rebounds. Like I just feel like with lack of size, we kind of got punished. Just from an overall perspective. But
Calvin,
thanks for the call. I appreciate it.
And I appreciate you calling in. So a couple things stick out for me. I think the Lakers went out there and I thought addressed. Imagine how small they were before the trade deadline, and they got good size. They came back, obviously, eventually with Rui Hachimura, Jared Vanderbilt, Mo Bamba, basically came for Thomas Bryant, you can call it. But I think for the Lakers, having a legit backup center would be nice, and I think that's probably what you're referring to as far as the 2020 season. But need some more shooters as well. They got a lot of answers on their roster, and that certainly is the case when you come off a trip to the Western Conference Finals and get swept. But I think it's also the question because they literally have a lot of question marks on their roster either way. Houston in L.A. Houston, thank you for calling in.
Hey, what's going on, Slee? Thanks for taking my call.
Got it, man.
Man, this was a frustrating series, man. I feel like they did a great job to get where they were this season, but I don't understand why they're not taking advantage of of what they had. I think they trying to outshoot a team when we don't have that great of shooters on our team. Like in the first half, LeBron was attacking, and that's what got you up 15. And then you go to the second half, and nobody's attacking. I think it was like 6 minutes left in the fourth, and Jokic had 5 fouls. Nobody's going to the rim. We're shooting threes. Like, why are they not exploiting the advantage that they have over these teams? Like, you're not going to outshoot them.
Houston, I appreciate you calling in. Listen, I think if you look at individual players, for me, you want to see more from Anthony Davis offensively tonight. You want to see Anthony Davis as best as he can. Maybe Jokic picked up his 5th foul. Is there a way that you can probably get Jokic out of the game? And I think those are some of the missed opportunities that the Lakers had. So I pay close attention to if you're talking about down low or in the paint. They still dominated points in the paint tonight, 62-48. But obviously not enough for the Lakers. I want to play a couple quick clips here. Austin Reeves talking about just the moment for himself, and as far as he's got in his career, take a listen. He's talking about how proud of himself that he is.
Yeah. Like I said, I never really thought I would be in this position, or I probably believed it, but not. There's probably 2, maybe 3 people in the world thought that, I would be in this position and, contribute. And honestly, I'm just proud of myself. There's been a lot of times playing, basketball where I didn't think that I would, go to the next level. High school, didn't have many offers. Got the opportunity to go to Wichita State and then move up to, a higher, bigger program, and then didn't have, much buzz coming out of college. So didn't know if I would, be overseas or in the NBA. So to be on this stage and, perform, it feels good, and I'm proud of myself.
That's Austin Reeves right there. I want to play one more clip on moving forward, what Austin Reeves expects.
I said it to Bron after, I think it was like game 3 or 4 of the Memphis series, and was just like, this is the most fun playing basketball I've had. You know, just the group of guys that we've had, you know, the level that we've played at. And me being a competitor, obviously, I want to get back to this stage and even further and, you know, win a championship because, you know, I don't know, but I know that there's no better feeling than that. Just talking with Bron, AD, guys that's won championships, there's no better feeling than that. So hopefully one day I can, feel that.
Big decisions coming up for Austin Reeves for the Lakers in the offseason. I mean, Reeves just I can't compliment him anymore. He's a gamer every single night. I thought he made winning plays. I thought he was more and more effective as the season went on and truly showed his value in the playoffs as well. So big decisions for the Lakers to make in the offseason on him. Steven LaHabra. Steve, what's going on?
Hey, not much, buddy. How you doing? You know, again, want to give a shout-out to Funches. I really miss him producing the morning show when it was like a man show, and he's a great guy. He really pumps me up when he tells me I'm going to come on the air to bring it. You know, LeBron scored 31 points, I believe, in the first half, but only had 9 in the second. I mean, Father Time catches up to everybody, and then those shots at the end where he hits the side of the backboard and then he drives into the lane. The Lakers, this series, defer to him too much. I get it. He's LeBron James, Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. But eventually, Father Time catches up, and there was a lot of other people like Reeves who could have hit an open three-pointer. LeBron drives, throws it out to an open Reeves. He hits a three-pointer. And I hope LeBron, moving forward, realizes this, and I hope he doesn't try to get the band back together with Kyrie Irving. I mean, it'll be great for the morning show because it'll be a big mess with Kyrie Irving on the Lakers, but LeBron needs to realize he needs people around him like the Denver Nuggets that are bigger, taller, better shooters, and he just defers the ball to other people.
Steve, I appreciate you calling in. Thank you, man. Thanks for calling in. I think, to be honest with you, they got a really, really difficult time trying to poke holes on Bron's game tonight. 15 to 25 from the field, 40, 10, and 9 with one turnover. And if other guys did their job, you know, where was D'Angelo Russell this series? Anthony Davis tonight, 6 of 15 from the field, 21 points. Rui was 3 of 12. Dennis Schroeder was 5 of 13. I think you also have to have confidence in some of the other players around you, and it's not like anybody else was calling for the ball, asking for the ball, demanding for the ball, and delivering. Thomas in Ohio. Thomas, what's going on?
Yeah, just wanted to say the Laker Nation, we came a long way this year, and next year we go bust them out. Way to go, everybody.
Thomas, I appreciate you calling in. There's the optimism we're looking for. Look, we obviously got a long way to go before next season starts, but it's interesting how things will pan out, and there's a lot of question marks that will eventually get answered, but I think for now, we got to allow the loss to kind of sink in and figure it out from there. I want to give a couple shout-outs here. All season long, we got such a great team here internally, and I mentioned this today. This was our 105th game of the season. Just kind of shows how deep the Lakers went. You had the play-in tournament as well, obviously preseason games. So shout out to just a number of people here. Michael Funches, fantastic job all season long producing the Laker broadcast. Rebecca Womble doing her thing in the back with all the sound that she gets. Laura Romo, of course, always making it happen as well. And some other people who were not working tonight but were part of our broadcast all season long. Wilbert Flores, Brian Cohen, they've all done a great job. And then our entire social media team, and this is just kind of a number of people. So you had Carlos Saisu working tonight, DeAndre Hawkins, Parker Bell, but Cody Lou and Josh Martinez all season long as well. We got an unbelievable team here to put together a broadcast like we do. So we always appreciate you guys taking the time to listen to us. Thank you to our partner all season long as well, Pizza Hut. They've been a fantastic partner, obviously the Pizza Hut Lakers postgame show. 4 years in the books for me doing the Los Angeles Lakers broadcast, and it's an absolute honor every single game to have a mic in front of me and talk about the team that I love talking about. So thank you, Laker fans, for being a part of this season. We'll be back tomorrow morning. We'll continue to talk Lakers basketball. There's still a lot of questions around it. But thank you sincerely to everybody that listens to the broadcast, calls into the show. We greatly appreciate it. I'm Allen Sliwa. We are closing out the 2022-2023 season. Thank you for being a part of the show. This has been the Pizza Hut Lakers postgame show on 710 ESPN.
Lakers basketball on ESPN LA is sponsored by...
Driven by Subaru of Glendale, the #1 volume Subaru retailer in the USA. Your next Subaru is waiting for you at Subaru of Glendale and SubaruofGlendale.net. Delivered by Pizza Hut. Pizza Hut's Big New Yorker Pizza has 6 extra-large slices, big enough to hold more cheese on a crispy, fluffy crust that you gotta fold just to eat. Pizza Hut. No one out-pizzas the Hut. Presented by CallJacob.com. Winning matters. That's why after an accident, you have to go to CallJacob.com. This is Lakers playoff basketball.